A lot of people die from floods, so we need to get better at forecasting floods. If we have more accurate flood risk maps, and we can warn people in time to leave their houses and leave the floodplains.
In order to be able to do this, we quickly realised that the existing hydrographies weren't fit for what we wanted to do, and we needed hydrographies that accurately represented the channels as they are in the global river landscape.
We wanted to come up with something that can actually use the most up-to-date data and be updatable, so something that we can update in the future.
GRIT is the first AI-ready dataset for global water modelling, floods, droughts, water risk and availability.
GRIT has moved us from thinking about rivers as single lines through a landscape where water pops out of the river and then slowly moves across the floodplain, to thinking about rivers as complex networks where water flows down lots of tributaries and bifurcations and moves across a floodplain in a really different way.
We can then build our global machine learning models that allow us to predict floods, droughts, water scarcity.
For the first time, we've got this global river map, and that's going to allow us to look at these really complicated rivers like the Amazon and the Mekong, so we can really see what's going on when the river splits up and gets back together again.
We also have fairly high resolution images of our rivers from satellite imagery. So we wanted to make use of these data and fuse this with this traditional gravity flow assumption approach. And that's where the advancement is, basically merging these two approaches into one single data set that is able to basically create input data to these complex models.
But one of the strengths of GRIT is that it's been built in a fully automated, fully reproducible manner. It means as soon as high-resolution satellite imagery or high-resolution digital terrain data become available, we can update GRIT, we can generate new versions, but also it unlocks time series modelling. It means that we can have a time-evolving river system year after year, seeing how rivers are changing in the landscape. And this means that GRIT is the first step to building a global digital twin of the global river network. The two key applications at the moment are flood risk inundation mapping, developing better flood risk maps, and flood forecasting days ahead to months ahead.
There are insurance users of it, so making insurance models more accurate, but also flood forecasts. So that's something we are working on with Google, for example.
There's actually quite a high traffic on people coming to Google whenever there's a flood in their region to learn about information about flooding. So Google naturally has an interest to answer this question. And also there's a high correlation of people being most affected by severe flooding and not having access to flood forecasts. Google wanted to change this.
We came up with a pretty good team here at Oxford University that had experience in hydrological modeling.
So we're now bringing together the expertise in areas like graph neural networks together with the hydrology, and this allows us to build these global machine learning models which are state-of-the-art and exciting.
The work will make a difference to people's lives and livelihoods.